Okay, so I open with, do you want the good news or the bad? And I like this opener because I feel that we as humans, we always like news, any type of news. News about the president, news about how your friends Jane and John recently broke up, news about how the Patriots just lost by a single touchdown. I feel like we all experience FOMO, the fear of missing out, in one way or another. We want to be the first to know things. This is just my opinion, of course. But, I looked up why we all like news, and somebody wrote this. We watch the news to become aware of their surroundings and to comprehend the occurrences of various events within the realm of their immediate and not so immediate environment. Different people read or follow the news with their own specific agendas. Some like to remain updated to quench their thirst for knowledge, while others might resort to reading newspapers in order to prepare themselves for various competitive examinations which require an awareness about current events of national and international importance. Yeah, he put it better than I did. His answer was all professional. Why do we like news was all, well written, and mine was all like FOMO this, FOMO that. Anyway, so I opened with this in hopes of gathering her attention with her natural desire to want answers. Note that my opener doesn't really allow a yes or a no. I guess it could. Would you like the good news or the bad? No, thanks. No, we don't really see that happening here. So she says the bad. The bad news is that you have 7 things listed in your 6 things section. Granted, a perfect profile is intangible, but your profile could be more propitious if you did it correctly. So for those of you that are on OkCupid, you already know that it is set up where you're given a bunch of different headings where you can write about particular topics that OkCupid has pre-selected for you. The 6 things I can never live without. If there was a zombie apocalypse, I would. If I could have one superpower, it would be. So those types of things. So she chose the one where it was 6 things I can never live without, but she listed one too many. So the move here is to poke fun, right? And at the same time, it shows that we actually read her profile. A good news or bad news opener could have easily been a copy and paste message. It, is rather short and vague, but then we go ahead and show that it was actually, tailor-made just for her. Did you see the part in the section where I don't care? Because I don't, she says. No, I did not, I reply. All right then. So were you kidding around with me or using big words to tell me my profile is less favorable? I wasn't kidding, LOL, I say. I presume that you're still on here because Mr. Right hasn't come along yet, right? Well, until now. Ugh, what's the matter with me? Okay, so not the start we're looking for. We insulted her. And here we are just using a word of the day, propitious, just for shits and giggles, but she's interpreting that as, we're pompous. So we were trying to say that she'd have a better chance of getting a date, hookup, husband, whatever it is she's looking for to get her off the site if she had less errors in her profile. Makes sense, right? Ladies, you wouldn't want to go on a date with someone if they misspelled words left and right. But I get it. I'm splitting hairs. It was an honest mistake that she wrote on her part, and at the end of the day, she could put whatever she wants. It doesn't really matter. So I opt to give some comical relief, self-deprecation. I poke fun at myself for saying I'm Mr. Right and saying, oh, what's the matter with me? Whereas any other guy would be dead serious. Everybody thinks that they're the man. They're Mr. Right. That's silly. We want to beat her to it before she could clap back and insult us. You're Mr. Right, dream on. You can't even match your shoes to your belt in your photos. Before she does any of that, I try to take the conversation in a totally new direction in hopes of a fresh start. So I say, hey, did you know that leaving the pit in your guacamole makes it stay fresher for longer? She replies, so let me get this straight. You wrote me to to give me a hard time and essentially insult my profile. And now you want to talk about guacamole? You're correct to know Mr. Wright has yet to make an appearance. I come back with, hey, come on, I read your profile. I thought I spotted a minor error and tried to help. So then I reread your profile and saw how much guac is prioritized in your life, and this time I wanted to try to teach you something. Let's switch it up a bit. I don't want to talk about guacamole. I want to talk about you. What can you tell me about yourself, I say. Sheesh, so what a rough start. Though I thought it was good to drilled in her head that I wasn't trying to be malicious, it might be best to just drop it and totally evacuate. Start fresh. Yes, I do know the shortcut to preserving mashed up avocados, she says. I also seal up unused guacamole by smashing it down in a sheet of plastic wrap all along the surface so that air doesn't get to it to turn it brown. And then there's white vinegar to also preserve it. Anyway, my story has lots and lots of chapters, too many for a text thread. Anything specific you'd like?